Hey my coinaholics, welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Pay no attention to the demolition work I have going in the background. We're taking down a deck and all sorts of other stuff. But anyways, the reason why you're here is we're going to talk about 5 particular kind of like subsets of different coins that if you brought them to a coin shop, more than likely, not only are they going to turn you away, but they're probably more than likely going to tell you, just go ahead and deposit it into the bank. Now, of course, there's going to be a few caveats, and I'm sure I'm going to get my fair share of like hate mail and just, other coin dealers that say, well, on the contrary, I take these. But after dealing with so many dealers over the years, okay, I've had the pleasure of actually having one-on-one conversations revolving around this very topic. All right, it's one of the things I like to talk to with dealers, whether at a show or in person at their brick and mortar. So there's going to be a number of factors that are involved with every single one of these coins. Keep in mind, there are a few cases where these are going to be acceptable in certain cases, and that's going to be if you're selling a collection, for example, it's okay to have some of this stuff splashed in there. More than likely, they'll take it from your hands. They'll probably give you face value for some of this stuff. But obviously, if it's part of a package deal, then it's going to be okay to trade in or sell some of these particular coins. But if you walked into a coin shop specifically to sell one or the other as it is, you might have a hard time trying to get anything from a coin dealer. So let's make sure that we subscribe, share, like the video if you enjoyed today's content. Your support goes a long way. And by the way, someone had mentioned the whole my ad situation. Please forgive me. Right now, through this pandemic, I've ratcheted up the amount of ads on the videos because that's the only way that I, can survive and put food on the table. But rest assured, once we get out of this worldwide situation we're in and just everything going on in the world, okay, we're going to dial it down, okay, and spread them out even more. But, I want to thank you guys for your support. If you guys are watching through the videos, I know it's like a real pain point for a lot of folks, but the ads are skippable, all right? So if you like me and this handsome devil of a face, I have to laugh at that because it's like the contrary. Then, thank you. For my family of yours, you guys are the best. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the number 5 coin on the list. And that is actually, this one right here is probably 50-50. And it really depends on the dealer. But again, I've talked to many dealers and I've kind of asked them what their thought was on proof sets. And they said they are okay with proof sets. However, when they're broken, and let's say you had 3 or 4 of these coins in like a little 2x2 little cardboard holder, okay, that's where they kind of like draw the line a little bit. Like, hey, you know what? We would prefer to pay you for a full set as opposed to a few coins from the set. Because all in all, a lot of the coins probably has value of like 25 cents for like a penny, or 50 cents for a nickel. The values are really low. And a coin dealer doesn't, sorry about that, coin dealers don't hinge on making a lot of profit on not only the proof sets, but the individual coins that come from it. So if you have these, make sure you keep them assembled. They're just gonna be easier to sell to a coin shop. Keeping in mind, coin shops pay, they pay wholesale, all right? They pay what they're able to pay to a consumer so that way they can put the profit on the other side of it and then sell it, for however much, okay? But don't be surprised that if you did go into a coin shop, that they would pay you pretty close to face value on all the coins total. There was just a ton of this material out there. And unless you were a cherry picker, it really wouldn't make any sense to try and break it up at all, okay? Just keep it assembled, all right? Or grading. If you're a grader, then that's another one. All right, so the next one that I have here is also has a lot of ties to number 5, and the number 4 coin is going to be broken mint sets. Now, again, I want to stress, mint sets that are assembled with all the coins in it in their blister packs is completely acceptable. So you have a red and you have a blue, okay? One's Philadelphia minted coins, the red is going to be the Denver's. Now, a coin shop wants to see both, preferably in the same envelope, okay? This particular one has not only the original envelope, but also all of the marketing material that goes inside of it also in there. So they'll pay you for the coins as a set, but once you start to break things up and you kind of like put them in 2x2 holders, that changes the game quite a bit. Okay, you go from a product that has some value that they could take and sell these for like $8 to $10 to something that is essentially to them worth face value. Keeping in mind, coin shops these days, a lot of them have an online presence. So trying to sell one of these with reasonable shipping and trying to turn a profit can be a challenge for them. So make sure you keep your mint sets together unless you're a cherry picker or if you're a grader, okay? So that's the number 4 coin. The number 3 coin, I get this quite a bit. I have a lot of folks that have asked about it, but I've also asked dealers what their stance is on 1959 to 1982 hordes of copper Lincoln cents. What in the world do they do with that stuff? Do they keep it, or do they usually tell you just go ahead and deposit this stuff to the bank? Again, this is something that's really 50-50. You have to find the right dealer that deals with this sort of thing. And one thing to keep in mind, there's really not a whole big premium on copper cents. I think it's like 1.75 cents for every penny, and it's illegal to melt right now if you're trying to do it legit. So when you try and sell these, let's say if you had a 5,000 count bag of Lincoln cent coppers that you had wanted to sell to a dealer, they can either opt to give you face value, or they'll just say, well, you know, we're not profitable on this type of product, just go ahead and deposit it into the bank, which you can do. All right, it's really easy to still find pre-1983 coppers out there, okay? So if you have loads and hordes of coppers, and then for the longest while, people were hoarding these things, you know, from like 2008 to about 2015, it was all about all the copper because they felt like, well, they're gonna stop making the cent here pretty soon, the same way that Canada did, and then now it's gonna be legal to melt, okay? And it's gonna essentially enhance the value of the coins. That may happen if the cost of minting a penny continues to rise, all right? So sometimes, you know, it's just not worth it. If you need the extra cash, just go ahead and deposit it. Otherwise, a coin dealer will more than likely tell you the same thing as well. You might get the off chance that someone will just pay you the face value cash for a lot of it. It has to be quite a bit. It has to be bags of 5,000, 10,000, you know, and up in order for it to be a worthwhile activity for a coin dealer to do that, all right? So that's number 3 coin on the list. The number 2 coin, I get this quite often, and it has to be modern dollar coins. Susan B. Anthony's SAC dollars, Sacagawea dollars, or Native American dollars is what they're called these days. The presidential dollars in all of its forms, even the NIFCs, all these coins, you take them to a coin dealer, 90% of the time they're gonna say, we don't deal in this sort of stuff, just go ahead and deposit it into the bank. There's just way too much of this product in the safes, in the banking system currently, that they're not worth trying to sell for any measurable amount of premium if they have no errors or varieties on them. All right, so let's say you walked into a shop and you had maybe $100 face in assorted like presidential dollar rolls, they probably won't take them. The only exception to the rule are rolls that come directly from the mint, all right? And there are actually a few dates, like a 2006 Sacagawea dollar, whether it's a P or D, in the original mint roll actually sells for about $40 to $50, all right, for what's in there, $20 face. So there is money to be made on some kind of rather spectacularly keys, I guess, because these were, coins that you don't traditionally see out there anyways. But if you had full mint sealed coins, whether they're the presidential, the Native American, what have you, those will actually kind of interest some dealers. But if you came in with like a full bag with just a random mix of these coins, more than likely they're just going to tell you to go ahead and deposit it into your bank. Okay, pretty simple enough. And the final one, this is kind of a sore spot because this particular coin was a huge success as a program in 1999. And it's going to be the state quarters, but also in tandem, any national park quarters kind of combined together. Now, this will only apply to Philadelphia and Denver minted coins. As you guys know, there are circulation rarities, which are West Points. I've actually seen a few of those raw and graded in dealer showcases. So those particular coins are okay. You're going to get some sort of premium off the West Points. But same with the modern dollar coins on the number 2 slot. The state and national park orders, if you have, like, say, for instance, this is a really common occurrence, by the way, albums or folders full of coins that you had pulled out of circulation at the time of release, and they're all nice and gem and BU condition. All right, those are the type of coins typically coin dealers don't want to take in. They might pay you face value just so you get rid of them easier. They're like doing you a favor at that point if they do that. But generally, if you came in with like even full sealed bank rolls, not necessarily the U.S. Mint rolls that you can order at the time of release, but actual bank rolls that came from any one of the mints, generally they will turn those away. Just because that they are business strike coins. There's not a lot of extra profitability to be made from those coins. I think the only exception again are the actual mint provided full rolls that have like the mint packaging. Those are always coins that are going to garner a little bit extra premium in the secondary marketplace, and coin dealers will take those in. They'll probably give you face value or maybe 1.5 times. It's like $15 for every roll. Another exception would be the earlier dates. 1999 state quarter full rolls are extremely tough to find right now, and any competent dealer will generally take those in on a prospective sale. So there are always a few exceptions to each one of these on the list. I thought I'd make that absolutely clear before some stones get thrown my way. But all of these items right here, you want to make sure that if you're trying to unload these, the kind of like the potential that you are going to get turned away because these have no extra value above and beyond face value in a lot of cases. There will probably be less than 5%, 10% of all the dealers out there that will actually take these in. So that also exists. Probably your best bet, ladies and gentlemen, is to call into a coin dealer and just say, hey, this is what I have. Do I have anything here? Or is this something that maybe I should probably just go ahead and deposit into the bank? They will be straight up. They will tell you right away, like, yes, we will take those in. Or, you know what, they're way too modern for us. Just go ahead and cash them in. So there you go. Those are the top 5 coins coin dealers want you to deposit into the bank or just keep for yourself. I know it's like, man, I really just want to get rid of all this extraneous stuff in my closet. And that's oftentimes what it is. It's just, maybe it's a lot of stuff that was passed down to you, one form or the other. Maybe your dad gave them to you or so on and so forth. Mint sales were a huge thing about 15 years ago. And even all the way down into the 60s, and then it just kind of died off. And then now a lot of folks have this type of material just laying around. Again, it's all stuff that's been passed over. Mom and dad and grandpas and grandmas, they all, they were all thinking with their heart like, hey, you know what, these are really cool collectibles that are probably going to be worth a lot of money. And a lot of this stuff on the list haven't quite taken off yet. I think the biggest potential out of all of these, believe it or not, is probably number 1 and number 2 on the list. Only because as we continue on down the years, you know, we're going to see less and less quality material out there. It's just coin dealers. They're, you know, it's a, I don't know, it's a kind of a dicey situation to just try and sell these particular items all on their own, or even as a bunch. If you had like 2 or 3 of these and it's all modern stuff, you know, you walk into a coin shop. I've had this happen many years ago. They'll say, just go ahead and deposit it, you know, and it'll save you gas. That's a big thing. Gas is not cheap these days. So anyways, that's going to do it on this video. Would love to hear what you think. I'm your host, Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. As always, like, share, subscribe, bing, hit that bell for instant notifications so that way you get the first-hand access to all of the newest content as they're made available by me. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next coin video. Peace.